The Court of Public Opinion is a part of the Amateur Radio Network. I would like to introduce myself a little bit. I started out in radio in 1990. Actually, I started my first job in radio at 17. Why I want to introduce myself is because I want to give you all a chance to get to know me a little bit better. I'm from the city of Pittsburgh. I'm one of the granddaughters for the attorney for the Pittsburgh Police. My grandfather has since passed away, and most of us had at one point or another we've all served in publicly. Whenever you have a family member or relatives that serve in the public eye or serve in a uniform, it's quite like that. So I wanted to introduce you to me so that you could get to know me better, and I want you to know a little bit about some of the topics we're going to cover today on some of my show notes. We're going to get right into it. Pennsylvania residents are going to be gathering on Monday to set up what a timeline would look like when residents would know when it is to reopen PA. By the way, there was a news clip from Texas Lieutenant Governor on forcing Congress to go without their paychecks, and that was on the Ingraham Angle show, and a very good topic to start off with, because most of the politicians are receiving a check automatically. For us, those people that have to work and wait tables and get sponsors and keep business going, it's a different story. And I was listening to some of the local news reports on what a timeline would look like for residents. Now, just trying to get familiar with what's going on in our state. I moved back from North Carolina, and there have been several topics that probably I could have touched on, but this is the reopening of Pittsburgh, for us, greater Pittsburgh region, and going to a store and seeing, everything's been shut down, forced closed, especially restaurants. So when we get into this topic, as we get a little further into it in the next segment, we want to know more about what the residents of Pennsylvania want. When it comes to reopening, we want a timeline to be specific. So, and how to do that. So, a lot of us know that we're going to be gradually getting back into working. We're going to gradually get America back to where America needs to be. I hope you know my personal view is that the coronavirus was a bioterrorist attack on America. So, excuse me. What I hope you all can manage is that we want a reasonable, rational, go back to school, go back to work kind of order when this comes down and how it's going to be created. We know that most students will not be going back to school like they were supposed to. There are graduations, and in fact, Norwin High School and Seneca Valley have been making safety shields with 3D printers. One of my favorite topics is 3D printers too, so we could get into that another time. I hope that by us creating a talk show segment about what residents are going to want, because really voting for a governor is going to be the next. And I like what Representative Oritay said. His name's Jason Oritay. He's the representative in the 46th district. So, Pennsylvania residents, here's what I think happened, because there's going to be some things that you're going to have to look at what we will be looking at going forward. As far as representatives and, people who represent PA, we want a strong PA. We want strong leadership. Like, what I like about the leadership in Texas is it's a strong leadership. Pennsylvanians can hold their own. The thing is that we need strong leadership. And that's what the consistent problem has been. I've been hearing this from people from New Hampshire who live here in PA now. And they said, where is the leadership? And that's exactly what's going on in smaller towns. So we're going to go from here to finding out what a timeline would look like. A timeline to me would look like, you know, opening day, just like baseball. If you were to look at the way baseball has a schedule, what is it, opening day for this, opening day for the parks, opening day for, you know, this, you know, right on down the line. When you see these signs that your work is not essential, when you're looking at 40 cents in your bank account and you have to feed your kids, and it's because of the stay-at-home orders that were not clearly identified, there's a problem. And we need to know which representatives are going to get behind the residents in their district when it comes to creating a timeline. So it'll be interesting as time goes on the next couple of days, and especially into Monday, because there was a virtual town hall, and we want we need to be able to participate in the system in which we have, and we need to see leadership. That's the big thing that I've been hearing from the people around me, is we need more leadership. So we're going to sign off from here, but we'll be waiting to see what happens on Monday, and we're going to wrap it up here for the next few minutes. If you have any comments, questions, please email me at moonlightingwgiv@gmail.com. I used to work at the Charlotte radio station at 103.3 FM. So the Court of Public Opinion is a part of the Amateur Radio Network. The Amateur Radio Network is a group of students and also professionals who work together to create posts and content. You can find us also at Patreon.